So a couple days ago, I went on the website of one of these female authors whose books I really enjoy. And I noticed on a portion of her website, on one of the tabs, she had a section on AI and creative copyright and all this kind of stuff. And her being an author and writing female characters into her book, she was talking about how she disagreed with AI, first of all, copyright issues, being a creative author, number one, but number two, that all of these like artificial intelligence generators or the default, mechanism behind them spits out like this image of, say, if you search for a woman or a man, this certain image that's kind of like the same in every, it's always like this flawless woman, skinny, thin, not necessarily what average women across the globe look like. And she really had an issue with this. And I was thinking about this and I'm like, I want to do a video on this because I never really thought of it to this degree. And I decided to do my own research and I'm not big on AI. I don't really use it. I've started to use like a little bit just for like some YouTube title ideas, or sometimes I'll go on like a free stock photo site for my thumbnails and there's a cool picture and it happens to be AI or not, I don't know, but I just like it, so I'll use it. But I decided to go on some of these, websites, like the free image generator websites and do research for myself. So I went on a few of these, and I also went on some of the stock photo sites, free stock photo sites, and I just typed in the prompt women. I typed in women, nothing else, no other keywords, and I was surprised because what popped up were women who were thin, they were young, they were flawless. You didn't get wrinkles, they all had plump lips, they all had this kind of sexy look. I even got a topless woman in one of the websites, and I was like, WTF, and I really thought about this, that is this good for self-esteem and body image? What is this doing to women? It's all fun when you go on Instagram and you have, the filter, create your like AI portrait filter, and you look like, I don't know, like beautiful and strong and really passionate and powerful and flawless, right? But how many people are like living through this? How is this skewing women's brains? Not just women, but men as well, because I did the search for when I typed in man or average man, and it was always like this strong, chiseled, very young, like, image that came up, which may not necessarily be, you weren't going to get some little skinny, scrawny guy. It was always like this strong, powerful warrior type of image, and I thought that was interesting as well. But back to the women, like I did a prompt for. I typed in average woman, and apparently this is what all average women's outfits look like, So what is this doing to us? I mean, we have so many, this is like an added layer of mental health and self-esteem, and it's all good and fun if you're online and you're like, oh, well, Jen, this is not a big deal. Like, what's the harm in using something helpful? But if this is the default, this is creating some sort of discrepancy that's constantly infiltrating like young women's and men's brains, saying, this is how I look and this is how I think I'm supposed to look. And it really tampers with self-esteem. So imagine if I wanted to get an image of a woman with crooked teeth. And there's a lot of women out there who do not have perfect, straight, pearly white teeth. I'd probably have to type in the prompt, woman with crooked teeth. Like, that's not the default, The default is like shellacked fruit, like this Botox kind of look. Young, right? I didn't see it pop up when I did a quick search. I didn't see a pop up of age spots and wrinkles and the things that most people have, or like somebody woman in her 70s. It was always like a woman in her like prime, right? This beautiful kind of sexy look, always thin. I don't know. I'm learning to love my wrinkles, you know, because they're part of me. They're what makes me know that I've lived an experience and that I am human. So I guess if we're looking at artificial intelligence, it's not human, right? But where is this like default programming, and what is it doing to us? Because I feel like there's a lot of young women who live through filters. So they may change their default photo to like an AI photo, and they're kind of like getting like a self-esteem boost from that. But at the same time, it's also like they know in their hearts, like, this is not me. So it's a cool photo, but there's this discrepancy of what I know myself, that I know that I don't meet the standards of what the default is, right? And what should the default be? It should be the average person, which looks like nobody, because it looks like everybody's unique. So I think we're getting into dangerous territory on a mental health level, because we're adding an extra layer to self-esteem issues and body image issues, and thinking that this is the default for every woman, or that every man is supposed to be this like strong, powerful warrior, because that's what's been programmed, I guess, all along. Or that the woman is supposed to be this sexy, flawless, passionate kind of person. But really, the average woman looks like, anybody you see down the street. Doesn't always look like what is in the algorithm or in the program system. So I guess the point of this video is I just want to make you a little more conscious or aware of what these defaults are in our society, and how they can mess with us, how they can mess with our self-esteem, why we may feel like we're never good enough, or why we may feel like we're never thin enough, when really we're just the average human being in life who has flaws, who has wrinkles, who has age spots, who does get older, right? This is reality. But when we start to live through the eyes of virtual reality or artificial intelligence, then we are straying farther away from self-acceptance, okay? We're putting our focus on the discrepancy between who we actually are and who we think we should be, okay? Because we're constantly think about all the sights and sounds and things you know every day that you're hit with. How much that's like seeping into the unconscious, right? Tampering with your self-esteem. So I just want to make you more aware to stuff like this, because it was something, like I said, I went on the website and I was like, you know what? She's absolutely right, These women don't look like every day. If I'm looking at these images, I'm just putting in a prompt, a very simple prompt, no other keywords, and this is the default that pops up. And most of these women, maybe not all, but most of the images that pop up look very, very similar. Look very, very similar. And it's a reflection of like society and the celebrity world and what people think is appropriate, or think what a woman is supposed to be like or look like. And I think we're getting better at accepting that we all have differences and different body types and different colored hair and eyes, and but there's still a layer of like women who are trying to have this like look, with the Botox, with dyeing their hair bleach blonde or something, this like sunken cheek look, this like model type of look that a lot of women are trying to shoot for, and they think that this is kind of the image of beauty. And I think a lot of that is just because of these little default things that we see on a daily basis that we're not even aware of, that we're not even conscious of a lot of times, that are just like getting into our heads. So anyway, check it out. If you use AI, maybe do a little research on your own and see what pops up for you. Because it's an interesting thing, You're gonna have to be more specific if you want to get more of a unique, broad average woman, okay? Because apparently AI and the computer thinks that the average woman looks like a clone of everybody else with maybe different colored hair. So anyway, hit that like button if you would. If you have any comments or you have any thoughts on your views on it, like I said, I'm not like anti-AI, but I think we need to be super, super careful. I think it can be helpful, but I think it's going to get to a point where it gets a little, it's kind of like social media, right? The pros and cons with social media. It can get out of control. It can get to a point where we don't have like conscious control over it, you know, and we're just like making the system smarter. But at the same time, it's like tampering with us and our mental health. So anyway, leave some comments, hit that like button, subscribe. I put out new videos every single week for you on all kinds of topics. On that note, have a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.